Have you ever found dinosaur footprints before? Hi everyone, my name is Brooke and I'm a geologist, and today I'm going to tell you about some cool fossils that I found a few years ago when I was out and about. In 2011 I was patrolling one of my childhood fossiling locations near Whitby in North Yorkshire in the UK, and I found this fantastic slab of sandstone. Have a careful look and see if you can see the fossils that are in it. At first I just thought it was a really cool huge slab of sandstone that had fallen down from the cliff top. But then I realised it was actually covered in trace fossils, and I stood in growing excitement on the cold beach, peering back into the lives of the inhabitants of tropical Jurassic Yorkshire. I've just had to close the shutters because even though it's January and I'm in Belgium, it's actually super sunny and super warm, thanks to global warming and climate change. The trace fossils are much easier to see here in this picture that I've annotated for you. The red, green and blue annotations you can probably see are the footprints of theropod dinosaurs. An example of a Jurassic theropod dinosaur would be something like Allosaurus, a large two-legged meat-eating dinosaur. These footprints are an example of what geologists and paleontologists call trace fossils. Most of you are going to be familiar with body fossils, the remains of animals and plants, usually things like shells and bones and wood preserved in the rock. Trace fossils represent preserved behaviour though, rather than the body parts. They're moments in the lives of ancient animals, frozen forever in time. If you can see, there's a lot of different prints close together and overlapping each other, and the prints are theropods for different sizes. The human tendency is to interpret our observations as forming part of a nice, neat narrative story, which is how we make sense of the world. I like to think I see the smaller prints prancing playfully about the weary plod of the larger set. That's a really difficult sentence to say. Perhaps these were children that were pestering the adult. Maybe they were asking, are we there yet? I'm hungry. The other ones keep teasing me. In fact though, these animals may have never met. But if you look at these yellow lines, these are tidal ripples because this was a river floodplain next to the sea. And we can see that these footprints were made during the same tidal cycle. So that means that these animals were at least within the same 12-hour window as each other. Maybe the smaller ones were following the larger one at a safe distance, hoping that if it caught something or scavenged something, they could steal a little morsel of the food from it. The pink marks have been left by various invertebrates. Some, like worms, burrowed up and down in the sand as the tide came and went. But the longer traces could be the traces of a snail, patiently wiggling its way along the surface of the sand, gobbling up bits of food that it found. The circular traces could be the probe marks from the snouts of pterodactyls, and similar traces to this have been found in rocks along this coastline. If you want to read more about that, check out the work of Romano and Whyte. They've also found marks from various other types of dinosaurs like stegosaurs and sauropod dinosaurs, and things like crocodiles, turtles and even horseshoe crabs. Sadly, the slab was too heavy to carry and the rising tide was nipping at my heels, so I could only steal these few camera shots before I had to leave. Besides, I like the idea of leaving the prints for other people to enjoy before time and the sea claimed them. I've since been back there, but this big slab has long since gone. I don't know if it was broken up by the sea and the bits were carried away, or maybe local fossil collectors took it and maybe put it in a museum or one of the local fossil shops. Trace fossils may lack the immediate impact of body fossils, but they're no less important. They preserve how organisms interacted with each other and with their environment, and as such they're invaluable for reconstructing ancient environments and bringing deep time back to life. There's only so much information you can get from a body fossil about the behaviour of the animal, and trace fossils help us fill in that gap. The trace fossils in these sandstones tell us that Yorkshire in the Middle Jurassic, so about 170 to 175 million years ago, had a diverse fauna of large animals, even though none of their bones are ever found around here, or very rarely found around here. This is what we can learn from ancient environments and their inhabitants by simply observing the rocks. To me, trace fossils and sedimentary structures like these tidal ripples are wonderful. There's something ghostly and ethereal about them. I feel as though, had I been a few moments earlier, I might have actually caught the animals in the act. As though, if I listen carefully, I might catch the breath of the ancient winds or hear the sigh of long-gone tides in the flicker between those seconds. I feel a connection across the abyss of time to these lives that have long passed, and I can see these animals go about their lives and see the passing of daily time in the ripples of the tides in a time when our species was just a quiet whisper in a distant future. In some ways I'm not that different from those dinosaurs. We both patrolled the coastline on a never-ending hunt. The dinosaurs were looking for food and I was looking for secrets of the lost world hidden in the rocks. I remember walking away and looking at the traces of modern animals on the beach, including my own footprints, and wondering if in some distant unknowable future would someone look back at my footprints fossilised in the rock and feel the same connection across the gulf of time to me. That's something we can never know, but it's fun to speculate about maybe the intelligent octopus scientists in the distant future. So there you go, there's a quick story about some actual fossils that I found one time when I was just out and about looking at rocks along the coast near where I live. I hope you enjoyed that. If you found any cool rocks and fossils, or found any cool trace fossils and sedimentary structures like I did, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. If you're also admiring my snazzy Proterozoic Park t-shirt, there's a link for those down in the description if you want to pick one up. If there are any topics or fossils or particular rocks that you want me to talk about in future videos, let me know in the comments below. But until next time, stay safe, take care, and potatoes.